almost time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live, Thursday, January 15th. S&P is currently up 19 points, but it feels like it's down 19. NASDAQ is up 112. Russell is up 29. Dow is up 292. Russell, the strongest, it has been all day. It's up over 1%. S&P is only up 0.25%. Gold's down 0.5%. Silver is up 0.25%. Notes and bonds, a little bit red. 10-year yield up about 0.5%. Oil, another down day in oil, down almost 5%. Natural gas pretty flat. Soybeans finished green. Wheat and corn red. Euro and the pound are both down 0.33%. Bitcoin down 2.5%. VIX is down about 6% from yesterday's close, 15.77. S&P, NASDAQ putting in new lows as we speak. S&P heading down towards a previous day high. As far as my trades today, my BICs are green. My first 1, 2, 3 tranches are still unstopped. Although I do have a 69.40, 69.35 put strike that, so I need to not get too crazy to the downside. No double stops, and then I've got a couple late tranches that are still unstopped as well. So up about 2,400 currently. Day trading did well, 3 for 3 on those. A little under 2,500. First trade was NVIDIA. Next one was Tesla. Both of those were off pre-market high levels. Amazon was off a level reclaim from a previous day. So all 3 winners there. I did 2 Elmos that hit profit target, and I put another one on just here about when we started to kind of stabilize after that last little flush. Partly just because A, I went smaller. B, there's some premium pumped in. Thought I could get a quick profit target if we just sat there for a little bit, which obviously we've flushed again. But I also have 1 lot of my RIC left. So kind of looking at that as a little bit of a downside protection. But that current Elmo is down about 20%. If we get a little bounce, though, that premium should come in pretty quickly.
Waterfield.
That's not a bounce, though. And I think I just got stopped. My RIC I put on at like $5 and something. Yeah, I bought it for $5.15. Got out of 1 lot at $8. Got out of one at $13. And then I'm still holding a 1 lot. Which looks like this here. If I can get my screen right. Try that again. Come on, Toss. Come on, little Tossy. I guess my Elmo did not get stopped yet. Now it's about to. Anyway, here's my RIC. If we... there's my Elmo stopped. My RIC, if we close below 69.50, that would hit max profit. Let me just post in the chat that my Elmo got, or my trades that my Elmo got stopped. Thought we might be done for a minute and could potentially capture a little profit, but actually, give me a second. I do have my longs left on that Elmo, so let me see if there's any value in those. And my puts are worth 15 cents. I'm just going to close those. Okay. So I gave a little back on my Elmos. 2 winners, one loser. The loser was smaller size. All right, S&P, NASDAQ still
Order
going down.
partially
Things are
filled.
feeling heavy.
Order filled.
I'm getting smoked on my put sides of my BIX now. Let me see if there's any value in those. Oh, these were $1.40. Let me close some of these.
Order filled. Order filled.
And let me close these.
Order filled.
And I'll leave a few on here. I'll leave a few of the 69.15 puts, see if we got any more. Okay. Sorry about that. Had a little action into the open of Power Hour. What else did I do? No 1 DTE. No calendars. TSM did a earnings fly in Power Hour yesterday. Took 2 of my 4 off for about 130% profit or so. Looks like we're pretty close to where I took them off. I'm going to hold these remaining 2 till tomorrow. If we get a little downside into the profit tent, try to squeeze a little more out of that one. S&P bouncing at previous day high. Bitcoin is down to previous day low. Biggest stock movers on my watch list are CoreWeave is up 8%, ASML up 6%, TSM up 5%. Goldman had earnings this morning. It's up 4%. Citi had, Citi. Citi had earnings yesterday, but it's up 4% as well. Chips were strong early. They've given some back, but AMD still up 3%. NVIDIA still up 2.5%. MU up 2%. AVGO up 1%. Reddit is down 10%. Circle's down 10%. Hood's down 7.5%. Coin down 6%. MSTR's down 3%. Crypto stocks have been weak all day. VIX popping back up to 16 on this little flush. So I kind of talked about this in the chat a little bit, but I mean, things were just so quiet this morning, and premiums and VIX was just, grinding lower down to, let's see, got to a low of 15.3. I was just looking at this as, when price was kind of chopping right around here, kind of midday, right around noonish, I put on that Rick just with the anticipation if I mean, I would be in the profit if price moved 10 points either way on SPX. So it was right around here. I put it on. And so my thought was, okay, if we go up to all-time highs, which is, what is it, 86? Yeah, 69.86 was the all-time high in SPX. So I thought, okay, if we go up to all-time highs, that would do well. Or if we come down and fill the gap in SPX, which is a little bit below 69.30, obviously that would do well too. So the latter happened, or it's happening. So that was just kind of the, they were cheap. So that was just kind of the thought process behind that. Too late, Watson. Watson, too late, Powell. What else here? I think that's all I did as far as trades. I will be doing a OPEX calendar today. At the end of today, if you were kind of following in the calendar chat last month, I couldn't get one on because Schwab rejected it, and I had this long discussion with their support, and basically they basically are not allowing that strategy. I think I've worked through a workaround though. Haven't tried it yet, obviously, because this is the first expiration since I did it last. But here's my thought process. So the issue is, and if you haven't watched the OPEX calendar course, this is not going to make any sense. But if you have, it will. Or if you understand the strategy, it'll make sense. So, we're selling the AM option and we're buying the PM expiration option for tomorrow. And so we've got this short option that expires at the open, but it's still sitting there. We're left with the deep in the money long put. And so they don't like that because of the risk exposure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a cheap out of the money put on the AM expiration. And then when I buy the calendar, that, the deep in the money short from the calendar will basically be part of a spread instead of just by itself. And so they shouldn't have an issue with that, because then their risk is absolutely defined as a broker. So anyway, that's kind of the long and short of it. I'm not going to post this in the calendar trades or anything like that, because this is my first time. I just want to try it. I just want to make sure that they are going to view it the same way that I do, which they should, because they don't have any risk. Their whole issue is with risk. With people who don't know what they're doing with this type of a spread. But so anyway, that should satisfy them. So I'm going to do one in Schwab, and then I'm also going to do another one in my IB account, which I haven't done one in the IB account, but they shouldn't have any issue with it. So that's the plan. I'm going to wait till closer to the end of day here. S&P sitting on yesterday's high. Bitcoin breaking through previous day low. Let's see what kind of premiums are left. Can we do anything still? We got 30 minutes. Price can just stabilize for a minute. I mean, I could do a $2 strike and get still about 15 wide. But this thing might be going maybe I'm gonna pass. I gave it one little shot with a small size Elmo. I'm gonna just hold my Rick into the close, see if I can get filled on my homes. They're probably going to be pretty cheap right now. Let's see what they're at. 40 butterfly is, yeah, under $1. $45 fly under $1. So we'll see if I'm gonna, if there's enough credit to scalp, I'll try that, but I doubt there will be. May just be a late entry. Moel, you still need to see the day when you bail on a Rick and don't regret it. Honestly, it's funny you say that because I was just thinking the opposite. I usually hold too long and it goes right back in the valley. You know, but now I had 3. I've only got 1 left. So of course, as a trader would say, is I wish I had them all. You know, that's why I've just kind of gotten to the point where I just, no matter what I think is going to happen, I just scale out. That way I'll be right on some and less right or wrong on some. Let's see, what did I say my strike is? 69.50. Need to stay below 69.50 for max profit. Currently at 43. Well, I guess you'd have to set up 2 bots. One with a profit target and one without. That way one would hit and then you could manage the other yourself if you wanted to. AMD was kind of the strongest stock all morning. It's starting to give it all up. SMH is through lows. TSM coming down helps our fly. Coinbase is falling apart. It's down 7% now. MSTR is not through lows. Circle is down 10%. Hood down 8. Man, with some volume too. Look at this volume on Hood on this down move. About twice as high as the first 5-minute bar. Didn't see any didn't see really any red line news. I mean, there was the info about TSMC getting those hundreds of acres near Arizona, but that's kind of old news. Oh, looks like Blondie was on the mic. I didn't see that. Maybe that's what triggered it. Was up that much, Dark Avenger. If you're not in it, it's not up that much. It would have been. Let's see. So let me pull up the calendar. I don't think we have anything scheduled tomorrow. No earnings, and then nothing. We got 2 Fed speakers, one at 10 a.m., one at 2:30 p.m. Central. But doesn't look like they're anything important. So we'll see if that ends up being we're getting a little bit of premium pumped in, so maybe we'll have a nice, calm premium selling Friday. My Bix could use that, I'll tell you that. I could use a nice little calm Bic day. Best month ever in December, and one of my worst months so far in January for Bix. I'm going to price out a OPEX calendar here. SPX dipping back below previous day high. The person on support for Toss made me promise that I wouldn't trade these anymore. She doesn't know I have a little workaround, though. $7,000 strike. I don't know what I'd get filled here. I'm not gonna do the math at this point, but maybe $1. There is risk. I mean, the AM option goes away and you're holding a deep in the money put. If I get into a calendar here, maybe I'll get in for less than $1, 75 cents or something like that. But yet the risk is, I'm holding a long put that's, over 5,000. So from my perspective, if you have the money in the account, it shouldn't, I understand if you did this trade too big and then you're left with a bunch of long deep in the money puts and it exceeded, tomorrow it would exceed your buying power or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. They have their little box that they live in for risk. And when things get outside the box or they don't understand something, they get a little fussy. And I need to make sure that I know how to place this trade on Interactive Brokers. Watson, you're an Interactive Brokers whiz, right? I've literally, the only thing I've ever traded on Interactive Brokers is I've closed my long puts of my BICs. Okay, so here's my IBKR. So that's the AM expiration. That's the PM expiration. So if I did a calendar, let's say the 7,000 strike. Sell that one. I buy that one. What is this little thing? Where's my order? I practiced this. That's not what I want. There we go. Sell that one. Buy that one. There's my calendar. Then I can choose my price. Yeah, okay. I think I got it. I don't know how you guys use Interactive Brokers. That thing is so not user-friendly. All right, S&P holding above previous day high. Which is also the downside expected move. If you would have sold an Elmo right when it was coming down to that level, you're probably already hitting profit targets. All right, SPX is at 42. $45 butterfly, still only $1. Got about 5 minutes till MOC. I'm not going to do a scalp. They're too cheap. Choppy price action here. Turn on my MOC, financial juice. All right. Let's see how my BICs are doing. Still no double stops on my BICs, so that's good. Still have my first two tranches are unstopped. My puts are on the 69.35, so don't want to make another leg lower here. So still a chance at some at 2 pins and no double stops. Abosh, don't say that too soon. You're going to jinx it. I just need to close below 69.50 for mine to hit max. It felt good to post a Rick meme.
US
Done that
envoy
well.
to UN says Iran says it's ready for dialogue with the US, but its actions say otherwise. 1 minute remaining for the market on close imbalance.
$40 butterfly is trading for $1.05, maybe $1.10, maybe. And the S&P is ticking towards lows.
Ten seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 1.4 billion, Nasdaq 100 sell side 827 million, Dow 30 sell side 743 million, Mag 7 sell side 589 million.
1.4 billion sell
US money
side.
market fund assets slipped to 7.73 trillion at ICI, with the fund asset fall first time in 8 weeks at ICI.
Not a lot of movement so far. Oh, you mean you're going to pin your Rick, meaning you're in the valley, Abash? I thought you meant pin as in you're hitting max profit. $45 butterfly is up to about $1.30 maybe. So for any IB users, there's no issue with just submitting an order after the bell, right? I can still do it 15 minutes after, or maybe even more with Interactive Brokers. There's no like after hours setting I need to be worried about. Is that correct? IB users? Anyone? Anyone? SPX still at 41. $45 butterfly trading for almost $1.50. 6 minutes to go. Little bounce up to 45. Looks like it got up to about $1.70. Well, my Interactive Brokers account is saying I need $267,000 to enter one put calendar. All right, I'm going to try it on Schwab. I'm going to pass on Mahomes today. So what I'm going to do for this OPEX calendar is I'm going to buy a cheap put. For 20 cents. Now let's see if this deep in the money put calendar gets rejected. Let that order sit for a minute. Got 2 minutes till the bell. You got filled on the 40s? Well, it shows this calendar is working instead of what it did last time, which is something else. I can't remember what it said. It didn't say work. The order was working, though. SPX holding around 42. Got 35 seconds. I have until 15 minutes after the close to get this filled, but let's see if I can get it filled here for 50 cents. The good thing about buying that cheap put is I don't have to do a hedge either. I should just be able to close out my long put tomorrow whenever I'm ready to shut it down.
Order cancelled.
There's the bell.
Order
A little
cancelled.
pop up to 44.5. So
Order
if you got
cancelled.
filled on the 40s, your Mahomes is a winner. Not a max, but almost. All right, all. That's a wrap. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, day trading live at the market open. Look forward to it. Everybody have a good night. Take care. Cheers.